teaching is challenging in itself, how much more teaching in challenge areas? In Unit 1, you had a clear picture of the varied circumstances of learners in these places as well as gained learnings on relevant values, commitment, and attitude founded in knowledge and understanding of context in diverse and challenge areas. In Unit 2, you have realized the important role of teachers in the lives of learners in the challenge areas. Also, you have discussed the knowledge, skills, and attitudes that they need to possess in order to facilitate meaningful learning and positive development. From this unit, creating an inviting and workable learning climate in challenging contexts will be introduced to principles in developing an individual approach to building an inclusive, responsive, productive, and well-structured learning environment in challenge areas. You will also have a glimpse of research-based strategies that were found effective in managing classrooms in challenging contexts. Challenging contexts do present many complexities for teachers in the development of productive learning spaces and management of learners' behavior. One ultimate challenge for teachers is to manage student learning and behavior on case-by-case basis, depending on the type of challenges the learners are experiencing. It is important then that teachers of challenge areas have knowledge and understanding of the type of learners that they will be working with. According to Jensen, chronic exposure to poverty causes the brain to physically change in a detrimental manner, and there are 4 primary risk factors afflicting learners living in poverty. These are emotional and social challenges, acute and chronic stressors, cognitive lags, as well as health and safety issues. Combined, these factors present an extraordinary challenge to academic and life success. Jensen stated that children raised in poverty rarely choose to behave differently, but they are faced daily with overwhelming challenges that affluent children never have to confront, and their brains have adapted to suboptimal conditions in ways that undermine good school performance. Another challenging context of learners that teachers need to comprehend is trauma brought about by extreme poverty, armed conflicts, maltreatment or abuse, and even by a pandemic. According to Ziegler, trauma often has an impact on the child's learning and throughout the lifespan of the individual. Seriously traumatized children start life by losing their carefree childhoods, have trouble managing emotions and behavior, fail in school, fail in the world of work, fail in relationships, and ultimately have untimely deaths due to physical illnesses brought on by a lifetime of toxic stress. One of the outcomes of trauma is failure in school. Like Jensen, Eyre, and Krishnamurthy believe that trauma impacts the child's brain in ways that make academic learning challenging. Living in a constant stressed state of fear and heightened anxiety impacts development, disrupting cognitive, physical, social, and emotional development. With every ounce of energy focused on survival, the child has little space left to learn or the capacity to be a social regulated person. Challenging situations can rob the child of self-regulation, managing emotions such as anxiety and fear, and can impact the child's ability to manage behavior. This combination often results in learning difficulties, poor attention, and disruptive behavior in the school setting. When a child does poorly in academics and often poorly in peer relationships, the usual result is a lack of attendance and the eventual dropping out of school. Often, problem children in our schools are actually victims of poverty and trauma. Children learn differently because of brain changes due to poverty and trauma. They do not handle many experiences in a typical classroom well, such as competition, transitions, peer relationships, social skills, memory recall, as well as attending to assignments and handling frustration. To learn, an individual must fail many times before they master the task. Children with a history of trauma give up easily with something difficult or new and will eventually view school as a negative place to be avoided. The shared information may at times lead to a conclusion of failure for these children, but this need not be the case. This reality does not mean that success in school or life is impossible. If teachers can know and understand their challenged learners, then they can be able to adjust their teaching to meet these children where they are. According to Ziegler, unless we can face the challenge of successful instruction to children in challenging situations, our schools will continue to have major problems with dropouts, underachievers, suspensions, and expulsions, and our educational systems may actually be causing further harm to the very children who deserve our best efforts to help them. On the brighter side, there are researches on resiliency that shows that difficulties cannot only be overcome with the right help, but can actually make the individual stronger. As pointed out by Jensen, the brain is designed to adapt from experience. It can also change for the better. In other words, marginalized children can experience emotional, social, and academic success. Ziegler highlights the call to go beyond the educational approach and puts the spotlight on the teacher as healer. He used the term healer because, according to him, with traumatized children, the teacher will have to invest time healing the damage to their brain to make room for the learning that will bring them success in life, not only in academics but also in relationships. Indeed, when children get the support, the encouragement, the understanding, and the right environment to learn, they are more likely to rise above their struggles, develop an interest in lifelong learning, and eventually succeed in life.